In a world obsessed with speed, with instant gratification, likes, swipes, and rushes, few men take the time to observe, to really see, to feel, to listen, not just with their ears, but with their awareness. Today, we're not here to teach tricks. We're here to learn how to perceive. Because a man who truly sees doesn't need to chase. He simply understands. This is not a list for manipulation. This is a mirror for mastery. These are the 15 subtle, powerful signs that a woman wants intimacy, not just soon, but immediately, and how the Stoic man, grounded in self-control, stillness, and clarity, should respond. Let's begin. 1. Her eyes linger but don't wander. A woman who desires intimacy will hold your gaze. She's not darting around, checking her phone, or distracted. She's with you, in you. Her eyes are soft, present, and sometimes even challenging. There's a gravity in her pupils, and that gravity pulls you in. Stoic lesson. A man of virtue recognizes the gaze but doesn't crumble under it. He lets her see that his soul isn't for sale. 2. Her energy is open, not defensive. She uncrosses her arms. Her body leans slightly forward. She mirrors your gestures without even thinking. There's no tension, just ease, curiosity, and warmth. She's not protecting herself anymore. She's inviting. The Stoic man knows openness is not consent, but it is an invitation to presence. Not pursuit, presence. 3. She touches you casually, but often. Touch is ancient. Before language, we had touch. She grazes your arm. She adjusts your collar. She laughs and touches your hand. Not once, but again and again. These are not accidents. These are signals. A Stoic doesn't tremble at the touch of a woman. He feels it. He honors it. But he remains unmoved in his core. 4. She breathes slower. Around you, you'll notice it if you're still. Her breathing deepens. Her chest rises and falls more slowly, more sensually. That's not nervousness. That's preparation. Her body is shifting into receptivity. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The Stoic man doesn't imagine what's next. He observes the now. 5. She drops her guarded language. No more sarcasm, no more surface talk. Her words soften. She becomes vulnerable. She asks you about things she doesn't usually share, about your past, your pain, your fears. This emotional undressing often precedes the physical. To her, they are intertwined. The Stoic understands, to be trusted with a soul is a greater honor than to be offered a body. 6. She closes the physical distance. She's closer than she needs to be. Not awkwardly, not forcefully, but naturally. If you move an inch closer, she doesn't move away. She fills the space between you with her presence. That's not just comfort, that's desire. A Stoic doesn't invade space. He creates a space she chooses to enter. 7. She talks about feeling safe with you. When a woman expresses that she feels safe with you, it's not just a compliment, it's a signal. Safety for her is the gatekeeper to intimacy. Without it, nothing unfolds. With it, the gates open. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." If she feels harmony around you, she may be ready to express her universe through intimacy. 8. She asks deep personal questions. Not what do you do, but what do you believe? Not what's your favorite color, but what breaks your heart. This shift from the superficial to the spiritual is not casual. It's a form of emotional foreplay. The Stoic man answers not to impress, but with honesty. He knows that naked truth is sexier than any fantasy. 9. She talks about the present, not the past or future. She's not thinking about yesterday's breakup or tomorrow's meeting. She's with you, now. Her attention is undivided. She's not multitasking. You are the moment. This presence is a prelude to intimacy. And the Stoic knows there's nothing more seductive than a woman who is fully here. 10. She initiates physical contact. Sometimes the signal is bold. She doesn't wait for you to touch her. She finds your hand. She adjusts your clothes. She runs fingers through your hair. It's instinctive. It's alive. The Stoic doesn't react like a teenage boy. He receives it like a king receives a gift, with gratitude, not greed. 11. She begins to reveal her body language. She plays with her hair. She exposes the nape of her neck. Her lips part. She shows her wrists, tilts her head, or subtly adjusts her clothes to reveal a little more skin. It's not overt. It's intuitive. It's the body's way of saying, I trust you with this temple. The Stoic sees it and resists the temptation to worship the body before honoring the mind. She may not say, I want you. She may say, I just want to be held. Or I don't know why, I just feel drawn to you. That is not confusion. That is coded vulnerability. She's testing whether you can hear the emotional music beneath her logical words. The Stoic man listens beneath the surface. He does not pounce. He holds the moment with masculine containment, not animal impulse. You know the pause. The goodbye should be quick, a wave, a hug. But she lingers. She slows down. She doesn't want to go. There's an unspoken plea in her stillness. Are you going to let this moment end? A woman who hesitates when leaving is a woman who's inviting you to stay longer. Maybe in her space, maybe in her heart. Her body leans in, her voice drops. She moves slower than usual, not because she's tired, but because she's hoping time will stop for both of you. And when a woman invites time to stretch, it's because her body wants to speak a language her lips still fear to name. Sometimes her mood shifts without warning. She becomes quiet, even serious. Not distant, just deeper. You've stirred something inside her, and now she's navigating it in real time. She's trying to decide if she trusts you with the part of her that's usually hidden. And if she stays near you while in that energy, if she doesn't walk away when her emotions rise, that is a sacred sign. She may share a personal story out of nowhere, something emotional, something intimate, something she rarely tells anyone. This is not just conversation, it's emotional foreplay, a test, a gift, a whisper of trust. And the Stoic man doesn't interrupt it. He listens, deeply, because he knows that undressing her heart comes long before undressing her body. Her voice softens. She speaks slower. She laughs more freely. Not the loud performative laugh, but the gentle feminine one. The one that says, I feel like a woman when I'm with you. Not because you flirted, not because you bragged, but because you were present, because you saw her. She may become playful, teasing, slightly challenging, not in a disrespectful way, but in a flirtatious tone that dances between invitation and testing. She wants to know if your masculinity is strong enough to withstand her spark. She may ask where you live, not casually, but with curiosity. She may mention how late it is, not because she's tired, but because she's wondering if you'll offer something more. She may say she has nowhere to be, even when she clearly does. These aren't just words, these are invitations dressed as observations. And sometimes, she just becomes quiet, looks at you, smiles, bites her lip maybe, touches her hair. Nothing needs to be said. The atmosphere is heavy with electricity. Her body has already spoken. Now she waits for yours to answer. But here's the test. She wants to see if you will lead without rushing, initiate without pressuring, desire without collapsing into lust. She wants to know, is this a man or a boy wearing confidence as a mask? Because any man can take his shirt off, but only a few men can hold a woman's storm, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and remain centered. The woman who truly wants intimacy doesn't need to say it. She says it in the way she stays, even when the world pulls her elsewhere. She says it in the way her voice wraps itself around your name like silk. She says it in the way she opens her space, her time, her energy, to you and the Stoic man. He sees all this, and yet stays still. He watches without grabbing. He breathes without rushing. He honors the sacred tension between readiness and restraint. He does not need intimacy. He attracts it, because he already carries a deeper intimacy within himself. with his mission, with his silence, with his soul. And that more than charm or games or seduction is what makes a woman melt. Not because you touched her body, but because you touched something far deeper. Her trust, her safety, her longing to finally let go. She doesn't always know how to ask. Sometimes she'll say she's cold. Not to talk about weather, but because she wants to feel your warmth. She'll ask to borrow your jacket, your hoodie, your scarf, anything that smells like you. She wants to wear your presence, wrap herself in your scent. That's not just comfort, that's yearning, disguised as small talk. She may compliment something about you that most people overlook. Your hands, your shoulders, the way you breathe when you think. She's not praising you for vanity. She's revealing where her eyes have been, where her attention lives. Desire is hidden in the details we choose to observe. And when she's watching you like that, it means her mind has already begun to undress what the world doesn't see. Sometimes she fidgets, not because she's uncomfortable, but because her body holds more electricity than she knows how to express. She plays with her ring, runs fingers over her neck, crosses and uncrosses her legs. That restlessness, that's the body preparing for connection before the mind gives it permission. She'll laugh a little too long, smile a little too softly. She'll hold on during a hug for half a second longer than normal. Not enough to be obvious, but enough for your nervous system to register it. And if you're present enough, you'll feel the truth inside that second. Please don't let go yet. When she begins asking philosophical questions, do you believe in soulmates? Have you ever felt truly seen by someone? What's your biggest fear in love? She's not making conversation. She's handing you a key to the parts of her that are rarely touched, the parts that ache to be met. But the Stoic man, he doesn't rush to use that key. He holds it like it's fragile, because it is. She may ask about your childhood, your parents, your wounds, not to hurt you, but to see how open you are. Because a woman who is ready to open her body wants to know, have you opened your past? Have you met your demons? Or will you use her to run from them? She'll start giving a gift, a small act of service, a home-cooked meal, not to impress you, but to show you, I am already letting you in. And sometimes that's her saying, now I want you to take the lead, gently. And when she's ready, truly ready, she'll stop talking. She'll just look at you, not with desperation, not with expectation, but with surrender. No words, just breathe, just presence, just the silent confession of her eyes. I'm here. And what will you do? Will you ruin it by acting too fast? By letting your lust take over your leadership? Or will you be the man who breathes deeper in that moment? Who closes the space not with hunger, but with intention? Who touches not with greed, but with reverence? A Stoic man doesn't need intimacy because he already has it inside himself. He's not chasing touch. He is touch. He is the energy that makes a woman feel safe, seen, and soft. He is the stillness in a world that won't stop moving, the calm in a woman's storm, the silence between her sentences that says more than 1,000 words. He's the man who can make her knees weak without laying a finger on her, because he doesn't try to own her. He honors her. And that is the rarest kind of seduction. So remember, the signs she wants intimacy are never loud. They are quiet, delicate, often hidden beneath the surface of ordinary moments. And only a man who has tamed his own fire can feel when she's inviting him to warm her soul with it. Because real masculinity isn't about how fast you move. It's about how still you can stay while the whole room is begging you to act. There comes a moment when a man must decide who he wants to be in the presence of feminine desire. Not just in the moment when her body draws closer, but in the space before it, in the silence, in the pause, in the sacred stillness that separates boys from men. Most men rush to respond. They see a sign, and they act, as if intimacy is something to conquer. But the Stoic knows you don't conquer a woman's intimacy. You are invited into it, slowly, silently, subtly. A woman's desire is like a flame inside a lantern. It glows gently at first. It needs air, not pressure, warmth, not force, patience, not panic.